We be out here self-diagnosing ourselves with Google, and we need to stop that, because I'm one of those type of people. I type in, feeling a little nauseous today. Now I'm thinking I'm pregnant. I'm thinking I got cancer. I'm just thinking of all these other crazy things. What's going on, family? It's your girl Tatiana Ross, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, I talk about sexual wellness, fashion, lifestyle, career, entrepreneurship advice. So if any of those things are interesting to you, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below so you can become part of the family too. And for all my returning viewers, hey family, what's going on? Thank you so much for coming back and clicking on another video from your girl. I feel like we have not done one of these in a minute, y'all, but welcome back to the social work series. Today we are breaking down and discussing all different types of common mental illnesses out here in the Black community and just in general or whatnot. I want everyone to just, kind of be more aware of mental illness and understanding, like, you don't have to be afraid of it or whatnot. We need to just talk about it more. We need to face it head on and just kind of get a little bit more acclimated with it. If you know somebody in your life that's struggling mentally, or even yourself, I think this is the perfect video for you to kind of just give you that comfort and knowing that, it's okay that you're dealing with these kind of things, and to just keep pushing forward. So if you guys are interested in all of the things we're going to be discussing, y'all know what to do. Give this video a thumbs up and let's get started. All right, y'all, so like I said, it's been a little minute or whatnot since we done had one of these, so let's get our pens and notepads out or whatnot, because your girl gonna give you some stuff. Okay, the instructor is here. Okay, I'm here to give y'all a nice little lesson with a good little joke, but of course we're gonna be serious too, because mental illness that's serious or whatnot. But y'all know me, I like to play, so that's kind of like my coping mechanism, honestly. Like, I like to joke as a way to kind of like hide what I'm going through. So and if you relate to that, comment it down below. But anyway, so we're gonna go ahead and get started and talk about, just like I said, some of the different mental illnesses, or the most common ones that come up or whatnot that people currently deal with. One of the things that I wanted to say before we get started, y'all, is something that my therapist told me about recently, and it really stuck with me, and I want you guys to apply this to your life as well. And she said, is your anxiety controlling you, or are you controlling your anxiety? And for me, that was such a simple statement, but it made me really think, like, wow, like, I can't allow this thing to become who I am as a person. Like, just because you have something mentally going on with you, physically or whatever, like, don't let that become your identity. Don't be like, well, I have PTSD, so now that's all you try to just sit up here and just label yourself as, and you go throughout life just blaming everything on your PTSD and things of that sort, when it's really just all about you just taking control of these things you're dealing with. Yes, you have PTSD, but it's not who you are as a person. That is not like all end all be all. It's so much more to you. And I just want you guys to just know that you are in control of everything in your life. Even these things that are going on with you that you feel like you don't have control over, you are in control. You have to tell your mind this, and you have to keep repeatedly, telling yourself these things. But you have the power to be able to get through this. And I promise you, with patience and everything else, things will be okay. And I have my days where, I feel a little bad and stuff like that. But trust me, it always passes, as everything else. So enough of that or whatnot. I just wanted to give you guys that little bit of encouragement before we got in the video. So let's go ahead and get to that first one. All right, so the first thing we're going to start out, y'all, is OCD. And if you don't know what OCD is, it is obsessive compulsive disorder. The proper definition for it is that people do things out of thoughts and fears, and it causes them to do certain rituals and routines. The disturbing thoughts are called obsessions. So somebody that has OCD, it might look like this for them. They might have to turn the light off always a certain way, and they might have to go and put this certain item back in that certain place. So it's very particular how they do things or whatnot, because of the constant fear that if they don't do it this way, something's going to be out of whack, something's going to go wrong. So that's pretty much what OCD is. Personality disorder is one of the next common mental illnesses. Extreme inflexible personality traits that are distressing in person, and it can sometimes cause problems during work, school, and social relationships. The thinking pattern of somebody that has a personality disorder can be so rigid that they interfere with this person's normal functioning. The next thing, of course, which is one of the most common that everybody knows, is depression or whatnot, which could also be known as mood disorders. So different type of mood disorders include, like I said, depression, bipolar disorder, and climatic disorder. These type of disorders are things that involve persistent feelings of sadness, worthlessness, feelings of overly happy or extreme sadness. So a lot of times during this time of year, when it becomes like cold outside or whatnot, people experience seasonal depression and stuff like that, and I have a whole video explaining this in depth. If you guys are interested, I did that during Vlogmas. I have it listed down below. But depression is something that it comes in waves. Like, it's not something that really disappears or whatnot, but it's definitely like a wave. Like, some days it's gonna be like this, some days it's gonna be like that, but it's constant or whatnot. But you know, when you find those highs, you gotta get in your highs, and when you're in those lows, you gotta find that way to pick yourself back up, because if you allow yourself to sit too long in your depression, it'll definitely consume you and overtake you. The next thing we have here is anxiety. So different type of anxiety disorders can include generalized anxiety disorder, panic disorder, which is like experiencing panic attacks and stuff, social anxiety, so you're kind of scared to go out socially, like clubs, crowds, concerts, things where there's going to be a lot of people. You get so anxious to the point where you're like, all right, you just kind of scare yourself into not even wanting to go. And specific phobia, so you might have a phobia of people eating mustard. That might scare you or whatnot. People who experience anxiety respond to certain objects or situations with fear and dread, as well as physical signs of anxiety and panic, such as rapid heartbeat and sweating. An anxiety disorder is diagnosed if the person's response is not appropriate for the situation. If the person cannot control the response, or if the anxiety interferes with normal functioning, more than likely that's what's going on with that person. So, you know, with anxiety or whatnot, it's kind of like you're having this extreme fear or constant worry about something that's not even occurring yet. So it's like you're either thinking about something that's happened in the past, or you're thinking about the future. You're not living in the right now. And that's where the anxiety kind of keeps you in that fearful mindset, because you're so worried about what's to come and what's already happened that you're not able to focus on what's currently going on at the moment. The last type of main common mental illness is schizophrenia. And that is pretty much when you are having disordered awareness and thinking going on. Two of the most common symptoms of psychotic disorders are hallucinations, which is the experience of hearing sounds that are not real, such as hearing voices, and delusions, which can be confused thoughts. And they have a false fixed belief that the person accepts whatever is going on is actually true. So sometimes when people are dealing with schizophrenia, it's kind of like, not that they're creating these situations in their head, because I don't want to say it like that, but in a sense that's what's going on. Like, you know, a lot of my clients that I've dealt with have had all these mental illnesses, and schizophrenia, especially in the adult clients I work with, is one of the main illnesses that they deal with. And what I commonly see is just, you know, them talking to themselves, maybe nudging or getting kind of uncomfortable and stuff like that, because they have this fear or feeling of somebody's touching them or somebody's talking to them and stuff. And you know, I just make them feel comfortable in this and third, because at the end of the day, like I said, your mental illness is, you know, not you. Like, it's just another extra party. Just as if you got a broken leg, like, okay, you got a broken leg now, like, let's move on from it. Like, you know, you just got to accept the reality of the situation and keep it pushing, for real. So I also wanted to touch a little bit about just the stigma around mental health in the Black community. Me personally, you know, this has been something that I've seen growing up, and just all around me, like friends and certain people that deal with it and stuff. People often getting written off as being crazy. Something's wrong with them, send them to the crazy house. Like, something's, you know, like, in all actuality, like, pretty much just pushing it off like it's not an issue. And then I've also seen the flip side of it, of people like not acknowledging it at all, like acting like it's not a thing. Like, you know, your kid's trying to come and talk to you and tell you about something that's going on and bothering them, and you're just brushing it off in general, like, girl, you being dramatic, this and the third. Like, let's stop dismissing people's feelings. Let's stop dismissing our kids' feelings. Let's stop dismissing our family and friends' feelings. If somebody's coming to you and telling you that they are not in a good space mentally, clearly they're not in a good space mentally. I wish we would get better at talking about it more, and making sure, like, even like schools and jobs take it a little more serious. Like, we got vacation time, we got sick time, we got all these different things, but why do we not have mental health days? Like, why am I not allowed to have a mental health day from work? Why am I not allowed to have a mental health day from school? Like, life is draining, like, all the way around. So mentally, that is straining on the average person. Why are we not allowed to take these days off during work? So I just want us to be able to just listen to your body. Your body is not going to steer you in the wrong direction. Me personally, y'all know, you know what I've been dealing with and stuff. you can only ignore something for so long before it just is going to be like, all right, it's like the ceiling hits the fan and you can't ignore it no more. Your body is always going to tell you when it's like, that's it. Like, it's going to shut down on you if you're doing too much. So when you find yourself in those situations, speak up about it. Get yourself the help that you need, which is what we're going to talk about in a second, about different ways that you can help to treat your mental illnesses. Well, I don't want to say treat, because it's not like, it's not gonna go away, but like it'll be manageable. You'll be able to get back to your day-to-day and all of that good stuff or whatnot. All right, so now we're going to talk a little bit about different ways that you can treat or help to assist with your mental illness or whatever the case may be. Of course, first you want to go and get actually diagnosed by a professional. Okay, we be out here self-diagnosing ourselves with Google, and we need to stop that, because I'm one of those type of people. I type in feeling a little nauseous today. Now I'm thinking I'm pregnant, I'm thinking I got cancer, I'm just thinking of all these other crazy things. So y'all stop going and self-diagnosing yourselves and go actually get a psychiatrist or somebody. And that doesn't mean you crazy if you going, but you want to get a professional to really make sure that this is what's going on with you. Just as you was going to the doctor, something physically was going on with you, do it the same mentally if you're not feeling right either. The next thing that you can do is get on some type of medication. They have all different types of medication. Y'all know I'm not the biggest fan of medication, but of course you got to do what you got to do. Like, and a lot of times certain medications for different things can be used for different reasons. Like antidepressants are used for people typically they got like depression, PTSD, and things of that sort, and that can help with improving moods of sadness, hopelessness, lack of energy, difficulty concentrating, and having lack of interest in activities. Anti-anxiety medications are things that can help with not feeling as anxious, being able to focus a little bit more on tasks or whatnot, and it can be fast acting and it can give you short-term relief, but it also has the potential to cause dependency. So that's why, like I said, medication is cool, but I feel like you definitely want to get in a place where you want to figure out different routes to take, maybe holistic care, yoga, meditation, things of that sort, to help overall with your mental illnesses too, because you don't want to get so dependent on these medications sometimes, unless you just feel like that is the best route for you too. Mood stabilizing medications, so people with bipolar disorder, things of that sort, this is the best type of medication for that. For mania and all different type of alternative episodes you might be experiencing, if that is something you are dealing with. And then lastly is anti-psychotic medications, which are typically used for schizophrenia, and it can also be used for bipolar disorder as well, and depression. That is going to be a great way to help to deal with your mental illness is psychotherapy. Y'all know I love therapy. I am been going to therapy myself, and it has surely been life-changing. I definitely recommend everybody to go. But it's when you're pretty much talking to a professional or whatnot, and somebody that can really get down to the root as to why you're feeling the way you feel, giving you great techniques and things that you can try to just help you to overcome whatever it is that you're struggling with. Because like I said at the beginning, are you in control of your mental illness? Is your mental illness controlling you? Like, you have to be able to take that power back and be like, you know what? No, you're not controlling me. I'm in control of this show. I run this. I do this thing. Brain stimulating treatments is another thing, which is stuff that's like deep brain stimulation, nerve stimulation, things of that sort. Now, sometimes things get so bad to the point where you have to go to a hospital or a residental treatment program, which again, don't look at it as you're being crazy or something's wrong with you or whatever, but you recognize that something's off and you need to get that additional help to help with this. This means that you might have to go somewhere for over 24 hours or a couple of days or whatnot, and you're going to be in an intensive outpatient treatment place with other people, just getting support and different tools and techniques to help you to deal with your mental illness on a deeper level as well. We have holistic care, which like I said, y'all, is kind of like meditation, yoga, drinking tea. Some people like to indulge in weed or other different things or whatnot that can help them. Whatever you feel like is the best thing for you, I definitely say go for it, and find your routine. Find you something that you can do every single day so you can get yourself back on a very straight and narrow, because like when you're dealing with stuff mentally or physically, it can kind of throw you out of whack of stuff. So once you get yourself back on that routine, it'll make you feel kind of better as well. And also just have a toolkit of different things that you can use when you find yourself in a bad place mentally, whether that's going outside, that's painting, listening to music, going and reading a book, taking a bath, whatever it is that you need to do to unwind. Definitely make sure you're practicing that as much as possible, so that can also help to reduce as many mental health breakdowns and stressors on a daily basis as well. Alright, y'all, and that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was insightful and helpful for you guys. Again, this topic is near and dear to my heart, and of course also too because, you know, the field that I'm working in, I am a social worker, but the specific area that I specialize in currently right now is mental health. Y'all know social work is very, very broad or whatnot, so I definitely just want to continue to bring awareness to the community and educate people and just allow people to feel comfortable enough to keep talking about these things, because it's not going nowhere. You know, all we can do is just embrace it and just take it on as it is. If you made it all the way to the end of this video and you still ain't subscribed to the family yet, what are you waiting on? Click on that red subscribe button down below before I leave it out. I do have a question for you guys before you leave, and I might do a little Cash App giveaway or something like that if you answer the question correctly or whatnot. The first person that I see that answers it correctly, and that is going to be, what is the most common mental illness in the United States? If you can comment that down below, you're the first person that I see with the correct answer. I will send you, I don't know, like $15-20 Cash App to get you some lunch. But yes, make sure y'all comment that down below. What is the most common illness in the United States? Comment that down below. First person I see, sending you a Cash App or whatnot. But anyways, y'all, make sure you guys are also commenting some videos that y'all want to see from Social Work Month or whatnot from me or whatever. I appreciate you all so much, and you already know I will see you in my next video. Bye, y'all.